Welcome back, everybody. Today's deep dive, well, it's all about English.
Ooh.
I mean, we all know it's like the global language, but I
Right.
want to go a little deeper than just, everybody speaks it.
Mhm.
Why does English really matter today? Like in 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? It's easy to just think, oh, lots of people speak it, end of story. But
Right.
what's fascinating to me is what that actually represents. It's like this massive network, not just for talking, but for opportunities.
Yeah.
Connections to a whole world that you might not even know is out there.
So not just like ordering a coffee when you're on vacation.
Uh-huh. Right,
It's more
yeah.
like doors opening that you didn't even know were doors.
Exactly. Imagine, I don't know, some huge scientific discovery is made. You can understand it right away, no matter where the scientists are from.
Oh, that's cool.
Or let's say you're working on a project, but your team is spread all over the world, no language barriers, you're all on the same page.
So even if I'm not planning to like travel the globe and be some adventurer, English can still change things for me.
Absolutely. Let's say your passion is, I'm just making this up, sustainable farming.
Okay. Yeah.
You can read research papers from experts anywhere, join online forums. It doesn't matter if they're in, France or Brazil, you're part of that global community.
That's a good point. And it really hit me when I saw that stat. Something like more than 1 in 5 people worldwide can speak some English.
It's wild, isn't it? That's a huge EE network.
Huge.
And for anyone thinking of jobs and careers, that has huge implications. I mean, we always hear about how American businesses are everywhere, but English is like the language of doing business internationally, full stop.
Yep.
Any company that wants to grow, work with clients overseas, they need people who speak English. It's a super valuable skill.
So even if my job right now isn't super international,
Mhm.
just knowing English could help me get a better job later on.
100%. It shows employers you're adaptable, ready for anything, and in today's world, that's huge.
Okay, I'm convinced. Got to brush up on my English. But it's not all about work, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the material, and it seems like English is like the key to all this educational stuff, too.
It is. Think about universities all over the world teaching in English. They attract students from everywhere. And then online, it's unbelievable how many courses, research papers, discussions, it's all in English.
Oh, and don't forget all the self-help stuff.
Uh-huh.
I love a good podcast about productivity, and most of them, well,
Got to be in English, right?
exactly.
It really highlights how English is about always learning new things, not just what you get in school. If you can understand English, you can join any discussion, learn about anything. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, time for a confession. Part of why I learned English was to watch movies and listen to music without waiting for translations.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. But what's cool is there's this deeper level, too. When you understand the original English, you get the nuances, the jokes, the references, stuff that gets lost in translation.
Oh, for sure. I remember watching this British comedy with subtitles, and it was just
Yeah.
not funny.
You miss the wordplay, the cultural stuff.
Exactly.
So it's more than just getting the content. It's like you're experiencing it the way it was meant to be experienced.
This is making me want to go study right now.
And speaking of studying, I was reading that learning any language can actually be good for your brain. Like your memory gets better, you can multitask. Is that true?
It's wild. Learning a new language, especially one as complex as English, it really changes how your brain works, like a workout for your mind.
So it's like mental muscle.
Yeah. And those benefits, they help you in other areas of life. You
What I-
become more adaptable, quicker on your feet.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That makes you think, if those benefits go beyond just thinking, could learning English make you more creative, more understanding of other people?
It's definitely possible. When you learn a new language, you're not just learning words and grammar, you're immersing yourself in a whole new culture, a new way of thinking, a new way of expressing yourself.
And seeing things from that different perspective, it can change you, make you more open to new ideas, new experiences.
Like stepping outside your comfort zone and realizing, whoa, there's a whole different way to look at this.
Exactly. And that can be huge, both personally and professionally. Imagine connecting with people from all over, really understanding their humor, their traditions, their whole worldview. It can lead to new friendships, collaborations, all kinds of opportunities.
I'm starting to see that learning English isn't just a skill. It's like this whole journey of self-discovery.
I love that. It's about pushing past your limits and being open to the challenges and the rewards of expanding your world.
That's a great way to put it. So for anyone out there who's maybe feeling a little scared to learn English, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them, everyone starts somewhere. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's okay to stumble over words, to feel lost sometimes. It's all part of the process.
Like learning to ride a bike, you're going to fall a couple times before you get it.
Exactly. And just like riding a bike, once you get it, it's like second nature. The key is to be patient, enjoy the ride, and keep your eyes on the prize. Fluency is waiting for you on the other side.
I like that. It takes the pressure off. This whole conversation has really changed how I see English. I used to think it was like homework, something I had to do, but now it feels more like an adventure, a way to connect with the world and even learn about myself.
That's the magic of language learning. It's not just a skill, it's opening yourself to a whole universe of possibilities. It's about understanding yourself and the world around you on a deeper level.
So if you had to give our listeners just one thing to think about, one key takeaway about why English matters, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to go for it. Don't let fear stop you. The rewards are huge, and the journey is amazing. Whether you want a better job, to connect with people from different cultures, or just to learn new things, English is a gift you give yourself, a gift that keeps on giving.
That's beautiful. And on that note, we're going to wrap up our deep dive into English.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for part 2.
Or we'll,
Dive even deeper.
exactly.
That's a great point. It takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
This whole conversation has really changed how I see English. I used to think it was like homework, something I had to do, but now it feels more like an adventure, a way to connect with the world and even learn about myself.
That's the magic of language learning. It's not just a skill, it's opening yourself to a whole universe of possibilities. It's about understanding yourself and the world around you on a deeper level.
And that brings us to another point that I found really intriguing, the idea that learning English is not just about acquiring a skill, but about challenging yourself and expanding your mental horizons.
It's absolutely true. One of the sources mentioned how learning a new language, especially one as complex as English, can be a real cognitive workout. It forces your brain to make new connections, adapt to different grammatical structures, and process information in a whole new way.
So it's like building mental muscles. I like that. But how exactly does that translate to benefits in other areas of life?
Well, studies have shown that people who are bilingual or multilingual tend to have better memory, improved attention spans, and even enhanced problem-solving skills. It's like learning a new language rewires your brain to be more flexible and efficient.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It makes you wonder if those benefits extend beyond just cognitive skills. Could learning English make you a more creative or empathetic person, for example?
It's certainly possible. After all, when you learn a new language, you're not just learning words and grammar, you're immersing yourself in a new culture, a new way of thinking and expressing yourself. That exposure to different perspectives can broaden your horizons and make you more open to new ideas and experiences.
That makes sense. It's like stepping outside your comfort zone and seeing the world through a different lens.
Exactly. And that can be a transformative experience both personally and professionally. Imagine being able to connect with people from different cultures on a deeper level, understanding their humor, their traditions, their worldview. It can lead to new friendships, new collaborations, new opportunities for growth.
I'm starting to realize that learning English isn't just a practical skill. It's a journey of self-discovery.
That's beautifully put. It's about pushing yourself beyond your perceived limitations and embracing the challenges and rewards that come with expanding your linguistic and cultural horizons.
So for those who might be feeling intimidated by the prospect of learning English, what would you say to encourage them to take the leap?
I would remind them that everyone starts somewhere. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, to fumble with pronunciation, to feel lost in a sea of unfamiliar words. It's all part of the learning process.
It's like learning to ride a bike. You're going to fall a few times before you find your balance.
Exactly. And just like riding a bike, once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. The key is to be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and never lose sight of the incredible rewards that await you on the other side of fluency.
I think that's such an important message, to be patient with yourself and embrace the journey. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that learning a language has to be perfect, like step by step.
Right, like a straight line.
Yeah, but it's not. It's messy, it's hard, and that's okay.
Totally. It's about those little wins, like suddenly understanding a grammar rule, or finally watching a movie without subtitles.
Ooh, that's the best feeling.
It is. Those moments keep you going. They make all the effort worth it.
This whole conversation has really changed how I think about learning English. I used to see it as a chore, like something I had to do to get ahead.
Right.
But now, it feels more like an adventure, a way to connect with the whole world and even figure out who I am.
That's the amazing thing about language. It's not just a skill, it's unlocking all these possibilities. It's about understanding yourself and everything around you.
So if you could leave our listeners with just one thought,
Yeah.
One big takeaway about learning English today, what would it be?
I'd say go for it. Don't let fear hold you back. The rewards are incredible and the journey is amazing. Whether you want a better job or to connect with people from everywhere, or even just to grow as a person, English is a gift that keeps on giving.
That is so well said. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap up our deep dive into the amazing world of English.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep those aha moments coming.